Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be focusing on the 2012 Mac Mini yet again, and today I have decided that I am going to sell this machine. So for the first time in over 3 years I will actually be reducing the number of computers that I have. I currently have 33 and after this it will go down to 32. 32 is still a stupidly high amount and I really should get that number lower, but I don't think I will do that anytime soon. So this thing will be going mainly just because I don't have a use for it. I bought it for a very good price with that boxed cinema display and I just don't need this. It didn't work out for what I wanted to use it for, so it's going to leave. Now most of the computers I have are old and pretty useless anyway, but this one is still perfectly capable at basic tasks, so instead of me just keeping it around doing nothing with it, I thought I might as well let it go to a new home. I think I'm going to ask around £225 to £250 for this. I'm not sure where I'm going to sell it yet, and it might already be sold by the time you see this video. So let's just see how this goes. So this will be leaving, I don't need it, and this will be the last video about this machine. Now I have had a Mac Mini once before and I also sold that. It was a Core i5 2014 model. There is a video of me preparing that Mac for sale. It was a very early video on this channel, so today we are pretty much just going to do the same thing as I did in that video. Let's boot it up, reinstall the OS, leave it on the setup screen so the new owner can set it up how they want, and we'll also open this one up and give it a bit of a clean. So without messing around for much longer, let's just turn this thing on and see what we can do. Alright, so here we are on the Mac Mini desktop, and the first thing I'm going to do is just remind you all of the specs. So this is a Mac Mini late 2012, and being a late 2012 it means the latest native operating system it can run is Catalina. You can put Big Sur on this using a patcher and potentially also Monterey once that comes out, but the last officially supported version is Catalina, so I'm guessing it will run pretty sluggish on newer versions. But this is what it's running. It's still a perfectly up-to-date version. It still gets security patches and that sort of thing. So for now, the operating system restriction is not a big concern. The processor on this one is a 2.3 GHz quad-core i7. You could also get a build-to-order 2.6 GHz i7. This is not that, but there's not much of a performance difference between the two. This one has 16 GB of 1600 MHz DDR3. I believe that is the maximum. It also just has the HD Graphics 4000 with 1.5 GB of video RAM. That just is what it is, you can't change that, and that is pretty much all you need to know about the specs. Of course I have put an SSD in here which makes this more sought after than the ones with just a hard drive in. I've put a 240 GB drive in it. It's a Crucial BX500 I believe, and if you go over to memory you can see that there are two 8 GB sticks in this thing. So I don't really think there's anything else to see from within the operating system. It all just is what it is, and the few programs I have put on here I don't particularly care about. I've got nothing saved on here. Everything is saved externally, so everything is safe. So let's now just shut the machine down for the last time, and on boot up to get into the recovery menu we will do Command Option R and we should get the recovery options. Once we get into there we should be able to reinstall the OS. So the machine's now off. I will hold down Command Option and R. I'm now holding the keys down on startup, and we are getting into internet recovery now. I always forget what the key combination is for just standard recovery compared to internet recovery. Looks like I've gone into internet recovery, but it doesn't really matter. This will just find the latest available version which is compatible which I'm guessing would just be the same as doing normal recovery, but I don't really mind. Let's just let this do what it's doing. Alright, so here is Mac OS Utilities, and the first thing we are going to do is go into Disk Utility, and we are going to go ahead and erase Macintosh SSD. I will keep the name the same, but we do need to format it, and there we go. It looks like that has now been done. I'm guessing I should probably also format the data part as well, so let's also erase that too. Alright, so what we can do now is go off there and we can simply just install a new version of Catalina. We can accept all those terms, which of course I'm not going to read, and we've got 2 showing up here now. I don't want that. I don't want the data one there at all. So can we just quit that and go back into Disk Utility? I don't really know why both of these are here. So let's delete the volume Macintosh SSD data. I don't think we need that. Now we just have Macintosh SSD. Let's go back into reinstall macOS. Let's of course agree to the terms, and there is Macintosh SSD, and let's just install, and I guess I'll come back once the install has finished. Alright, so it has now finished and we are on the welcome screen for the setup. Now I'm not going to set this thing up, I'd like it to stay nice and fresh for the next owner, but let's just click along a little bit. Yeah, this seems to be just fine. I want to keep it set up ready so they can do whatever they want with it. And I highly doubt something has gone so catastrophically wrong during the install that this thing won't work once it's been set up, so I'm happy to let it go like this. So let's turn it off. I'm going to have to hold down the power button and we get the shutdown options, and let's just shut this thing down for the last time. And there it goes, it's now turned off. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do in this video is take the base off just to see if it needs cleaning inside. Now when I installed the SSD it was full of dust, but that was after about 8 or 9 years of use. Since installing the SSD and cleaning this thing out, I've probably only put less than 20 hours on it, so I'm not expecting it to be dirty, but let's just take a look. Anyway, okay, so I will get some compressed air out just to give it a little spray, but there's nothing too significant in there, so I'll go find the compressed air, then give this a little bit of a blast. Alright, here's the compressed air. I've just opened a new can. I've always got about 10 of these brand new sat in a box, so I've always got one ready, so let's just give this thing a bit of a spray. Alright, so blowing that fan is actually releasing quite a lot. So I'll just give it a bit of a spin while spraying it. So there is still dirt on the fan, but I can't really get it off right now. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that because of the lighting, but it's not perfectly clean. I might give it another going over, but I think that will pretty much do. I'm also going to spray inside the ports. They usually get quite dusty. There we are. I'll probably use something like a cotton bud at some point just to give it all another going over, because it might be with me for another few weeks just gathering dust. It just depends. So maybe before someone arranges to come around and get it, I will just give it another clean. But let's now put the base back on. Line up the dots and turn. There we go. That is now clicked back together, and that is that. I've pretty much done everything I need to do with this machine, and I will go ahead and list this thing for sale. I think I'll probably first off just try Facebook Marketplace, see if anyone on there wants it, and then maybe I will try putting it on eBay or something like that. Just depends if anyone locally is interested. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way, and this is the end of a chapter with this Mac Mini. Not had it long really, only about 5 months, but I've made a good few videos about it, so I'm not particularly sad to see this go. I don't need it, and it might as well go to someone who can make the most of it. And by the time you're watching this, it's probably been about a month since I filmed this video, so the likelihood of me still having this machine is probably quite slim, so I don't really think there's any point seeing if I've got it so you can buy it off me, because it's probably already gone. But if not, about £225 for this thing should do the trick. So thank you very much for watching this video. This will now be the end, and I will see you in the next video, which maybe will be about something I bought with the money made from this. Who knows? Let's just see how it goes. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.